And do you know what Adolf Hitler did? The first thing, he switched off free speech.
Yes.
So he controlled the media, and without that, he would have never been successful.
Yes, exactly.
Never been successful.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
this is what you do.
Yeah, no, exactly.
All right, DW's political correspondent Julia Saudelli listened to the whole exchange between Weidel and Musk, and she joins me now to discuss what she heard. So, Julia, what exactly did the two talk about, and how would you characterize their conversation?
The conversation went on for about 75 minutes, and in that time, we saw what I would qualify as quite an unstructured conversation. A lot of topics were touched upon. It kicked off talking about energy and energy sources in Germany. And Elon Musk and the AfD generally disagree on this topic. Elon Musk says he's a fan of renewable energies, while the AfD is not. They actually like fossil fuels quite a bit. But the two seem to sort of brush off the disagreements on this topic and found agreement on their support on both sides for nuclear energy. We then saw the conversation move on with Alice Weidel touching on some issues concerning Germany. For example, what she claims is the declining quality of education in Germany and her desire to make bureaucracy in Germany more easy and more efficient. But overall, I felt there was a bit of a lack of positioning, especially by Alice Weidel, the leader of the AfD, on important issues that are important and being discussed in the current election campaign here in Germany. And there were actually a lot of claims coming from both Musk and Alice Weidel that were actually untrue. And we saw some moments in the conversation that were quite awkward at times. It felt like the two didn't really have that much to say to each other. And we saw them also discuss topics that went from shoplifting laws in California to colonizing Mars. So quite a mix of topics discussed in that conversation.
Well, Elon Musk does seem to have quite a bit to say about German politics over these last couple of weeks. And I mean, we can even observe that he appears to be set on somehow influencing Germany's election. Julia, do you think that Musk can, in fact, sway voters to rally behind the far right?
Well, that's hard to tell right now, and also Germans themselves don't really know. They are split as to whether they think Musk can actually have an influence on the election or not. And even AfD voters themselves, only about a third of them think that Musk is going to have an influence on how voters act when they go to the polls. And what we can see for the time being is looking at polls on how the parties are doing. And we can see that in one of the latest polls that has just come out yesterday, we see that the AfD is still polling as the second most popular party after the conservative CDU. They are polling at 20%, and that is a 1% increase compared to the same poll carried out in December. So not a big change. We can say that pretty much the situation has remained stable despite Elon Musk expressing his support for the AfD already before the Christmas break. So it doesn't seem to have had much of an influence quite yet.
Well, Julia, authorities in Germany are looking into whether Thursday's talk on X constitutes an illegal party donation. We can now have a listen to what a lobby watchdog had to say about this conversation between Musk and Weidel.
The crucial point here is not that the talk itself is a donation. If that were the case, then a lot of media interviews would count as a donation, but that the boosted reach on the platform X would constitute as a party donation, because usually X would sell this kind of boosts, but with Elon Musk as the owner of the platform, his activities, and this is proven or has been proven quite often, are artificially boosted. So the reach is much higher than for a user with a similar follower count that isn't the owner of X. And since this service of this boost in reach is supplied to the party AfD for free, this would constitute a party donation. And in Germany, party donations from entities from outside of the EU are illegal. And both Elon Musk and the platform X are situated in the US. So this would be an illegal party donation.
Okay, Julia, so if a court does then rule that this talk was an illegal party donation, what would that mean for Elon Musk and also for the AfD?
Well, as you've said, the Bundestag, the German Parliament's administrative office, is already looking into these claims, but it will likely take quite some time to actually be able to verify whether this talk constitutes an illegal donation. Also because, as Ariel Eschmann from Lobby Control told me, it is difficult for German authorities to access data from platforms like X. So it is unlikely that any decision in this regard was going to have an impact on this specific election. But what we know from the laws in Germany regulating political donations to parties, were this talk to be counted as an illegal donation, it would entail then for the AfD to have to pay a fine, a monetary fine. But we don't know if this is going to be the case. And as we said, the Bundestag's offices are looking into this right now.
That was DW political correspondent Julia Saudelia. Julia, thank you so much.